Hey guys, welcome to the Trash Picture Show. This is another video I'm doing for Alien Day, and this video is essentially around my appreciation for a very underrated Alien movie, Alien 3. Gets a lot of stick. I don't think it deserves the amount of abuse and hatred it has. It's a beautifully shot movie. The soundtrack by Elliot Goldenthal is fantastic. The acting from Charles S. Dutton to Charles Dance to Brian Glover to Ralph Brown, everyone is in top form. It's a fantastic movie, and it definitely gets a lot of undue hatred, I think. And whenever I come by a piece of Alien 3 merch, I always try and pick it up. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of some of my favorite pieces of my collection that is Alien 3 centric, starting off with the William Gibson graphic novel. Now, this is a pretty awesome graphic novel. It's produced using the unused William Gibson script, and the main characters are Hicks and Bishop, and it is set on board two stations, Rodina and Anchor Point, and we find out that there is a kind of arms race between the UPP and Weyland-Yutani. Now, one of the interesting things in the comic is that the alien's reproductive cycle kind of mutates, and as we can see here, this section, it shows that there is a new type of infection via spores. Now, does this remind you of anything? Yes, it is from Alien Covenant. Remember in the scene where one of the characters sits down to have a cigarette and he's infected by spores from a pod? Yeah, this was obviously repurposed from the William Gibson script and used in Alien Covenant. And yeah, this is an awesome comic. The art by I think Johnny Christmas is fantastic, and just it's really nice. It captures the look of Michael Biehn and Lance Henriksen really well. Like I hate sometimes when some comic artists just do a kind of trace over the person's likeness or image, but this they capture the likeness of the characters really well, and it does a fantastic job. There's also an amazing audio book out at the moment on Audible of this, so if you get a chance, check it out. Michael Biehn and Lance Henriksen both lend their voices to the fantastic audio book. So if you get a chance, definitely check it out. There are two of the covers from the single issues. I particularly like this one. This shows how the alien was going to literally tear out of the human host. And next up we have these collector's cards. These aren't all of them. I have a couple more in an album somewhere. So yeah, they're pretty cool. They're some of them are behind the scenes, as you can see. Tom Woodruff Jr. getting into the runner costume there, and some of the actors, and Brian Glover and Lance Henriksen. Classic logo, classic Alien 3 logo. Love that design. Love the design of the fetus queen. Also have a special edition of Alien 3 in a metal case. Really cool version. Has both the original theatrical cut and the extended cut. A lot of people call this the director's cut. It's not. David Fincher will not put his name to any version of Alien 3. He is cited as director, but the uncut version or the extended cut is a kind of work print edition, and just basically Fincher was fucked about on the movie, and it really knocked him for a loop. Luckily enough, his filmmaking career had kind of an uplift with the likes of Fight Club and Panic Room and stuff like that, and he's still making awesome movies today. Fun fact about Alien 3, Michael Biehn was paid more for use of his still image in Alien 3 than he was for his entire role in Aliens. So yeah, fun fact. Alan Dean Foster's adaptation of Alien 3. Fun fact, he also kind of stopped writing novels because he didn't want to have to kill off Newt in this book. Couple of deviations, a lot in line with the extended cut of this. We obviously have the runner being trapped in the kind of storage container, but other little things that didn't make it into any of the movies, uh, which included Dylan. Dylan survives. He comes up out of the lead mold and is about to strangle Ripley, about to euthanize her as she wanted him to, but the xenomorph actually jumps up out of the lead and knocks him into the vat. I think it pulls off his head and then throws his corpse into the vat. But yeah, lots of different kind of nuances and differences in this. Um, Video games. We have this. This is for the Super Nintendo. Really cool game. LGN, they usually kind of fuck up, as some people call them, the laughing, joking numbnuts. I think James Rolfe kind of keyed that term. But this game actually fucking kicks arse, and it's very Contra-like. You're playing Ripley, and it obviously takes a lot of liberties with the movie, because you're fighting multiple xenomorphs with weapons, which Ripley did not have, and it was only obviously one runner in this. But the graphics are pretty cool, and they still hold up today, and it's a really fun game. And this one, which I got from a friend of mine, Charlene, for the Game Boy. It stopped working there recently. If anyone knows how to fix it, let me know in the comments. But yeah, very cool, very survival horror kind of fetch questy. It's isomorphic thing, and again, like the other game, you're fighting multiple xenomorphs with weapons which were not featured in the movie. Then we have the Dark Horse adaptations of Alien 3, and this is interesting. The Dark Horse adaptation kind of puts forward a new kind of theory that it was actually Newt that had been impregnated, and when Newt drowns, the still embryonic version of the Queen swims out and climbs into Ripley's mouth in order to survive, and just some really cool scenes, just really awesome kind of stuff. Just artwork has dated a bit, but some of it still holds up. This is probably my favorite panel, just showing how the xenomorph queen kind of was in Newt, and it swam out and climbed into Ripley's mouth. And yeah, just I really like the covers as well. Really cool covers. Actually, just go over the artist and creator. So penciler Steve Taylor, inker Rick Mayer, Jim Massa, Matt Webb, and Arthur Sidam, who done the covers. Arthur Sidam is a bit of a controversial chap because he's a bad habit of pilfering people's tables at conventions. Next up, we have action figures. I love this. This is the Nintendo Alien 3 runner. I have it in the box there. The one side is to represent basically the Super Nintendo version. The brown side is supposed to be the Super Nintendo version of the runner Alien, while the other side, which is blue, is the regular NES version. And yeah, it's a pretty cool figure. I done a video on it there, and just I really like the box art. It's pretty cool. And my other runner figure, which is the classic McFarlane runner. It's really nice design, really nice color scheme on it as well. I think the runner is probably my favorite design for the xenomorph. I like it. It's aesthetical, kind of aesthetically pleasing. The big chap is beautiful. It's work art, but for some reason, I just have to go with the runner xenomorph as my favorite xenomorph design. He had inner jaws, but they kind of shot out, and you didn't really get to see him again. They kind of shot out. I lost them. Next up, we have Alien 3, Ellen Ripley. She comes with also a kind of hoodie that you can change, different interchangeable arms. She came with this kind of flare and a flashlight. But yeah, really like this figure, because as you can see, they got the likeness and the bruise in her head, and it's really cool figure. Nice detail on the pants and on the boots and stuff like that. And lastly, this guy, as some people call him, the stormtrooper of the Aliens universe, the Weyland-Yutani Commando. pretty cool figure. That's not his pulse rifle, but can't seem to find his pulse rifle, but pretty cool. I especially like the fact that they even sculpted some really well sculpted eyes underneath the helmet. Um, yeah, these guys are kind of like corporate mercenaries or enforcers for Weyland-Yutani. Some video games actually have them as androids in AVP 2010. They're synthetics. But yeah, probably my favorite. Again, Alien 3 gets a lot of stick that it doesn't deserve, and I think it's kind of cardinal sin was it came after Aliens. If it had been a standalone movie, maybe people would have accepted it a bit more. But considering it had no script, it was changed on the fly constantly. It had been cut to shreds, and it was a first-time director. I think we got a fairly awesome movie. Again, Elliot Goldenthal's score was fantastic. The set design was fantastic. The camera work was fantastic. Just even the go motion and the xenomorph. A lot of people are like, those graphics, those CG graphics are shit. They're not CG. It's a puppet. It's really well done marionette puppet. But yeah, Alien 3. I think if you haven't watched it because of word of mouth, you should check it out. Make up your own mind. It has garnered a kind of a cult audience over the years, but for me, it works. I look at Aliens, and Alien 3 as one complete saga, and it's kind of a story arc for Ripley. She goes from this kind of standalone survivor to a maternal figure to kind of a semi-Christ kind of individual. As you can see at the end, she even kind of sacrifices herself in a Christ-like pose. So yeah, there's a lot of cool religious symbolism going on. And I have gone over on the different kind of scripts on like David Twohy's one, which later became Pitch Black, and obviously William Gibson and Eric the Red script. But I think the film we got in the finish, while not perfect, was a kind of worthy candidate to the series, and needs a bit more love. So yeah, my name's Martin, and have an awesome Alien Day. Take care. Bye now.